the U.S. is still using to this very day.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I wanna play something for you, Brian. This is a short clip of President Trump, and it shows me to me it shows me the desperation and the fear that he sees with more nations looking at BRICS and looking at the BRICS architecture, because now he's threatening more and more, and he's acting as if BRICS is a non-influencer of regional and global politics. So it showed to me that's an act of fear. So I want you to just listen to him.
How about BRICS? You know, the BRIC states, there are like 6 of them, and they were trying to destroy our dollar. They were going to say, you know, they wanted to create a new currency. They probably wanted to use the yuan. China, they wanted to use the yuan. And Biden said, well, this is a tough situation. There's not much we can do about that. We can't help that. I said, oh, we can help it. So when I came in, the first thing I said is any BRIC state that even mentions the destruction of the dollar will be charged a 150% tariff. And we don't want your goods. We don't want to partake. And the BRIC states just broke up. I don't know what the hell happened to them. We haven't heard from the BRIC states lately. But he said that there wasn't much we could do about it. There was a lot. It took once, and literally, they said, sir, what about the BRIC states? They're going to take over the dollar, the sanctity of the dollar. They're going to create a new currency to rule the world. I said, no, they're not. They said, yes, they are, sir. They said it. I said, no, they're not. Tell them 150% tariff, plus we're not going to do business with them.
So, Brian, what is your take on that? This bravado and this man just pulling facts out of the air, his own facts, that does not line up with reality. What's this? What do you have to say on that?
I actually I didn't see or hear the clip. I'm not sure if any. Maybe it's people in the comment section. Did you see the clip that was just playing? I wasn't able to see or hear it. I just saw us looking at the screen.
Okay. Well, it played and it was maybe let's try it again and we'll see. We'll try it one more time to see if you can hear it. If you hear it, Brian, when I start playing, just put your thumb up.
People say they saw the clip. I think I'm familiar. Okay, they saw it, so I don't want to make you replay it again.
Okay.
I'm familiar with. I didn't see it myself, but I've heard people talking about it. You just have to ask yourself, what is he spending his time and his energy talking about? BRICS. So if it's meaningless, it has no influence, it's done, it has unraveled. Why are you talking about it? Do you still talk about the Prussian Empire? No, because that really has no influence. So why are you actually talking about BRICS? And so, this is what U.S. policy is entirely arrayed against: multipolarism, and BRICS is a central pillar of multipolarism. So this is everything the U.S. is doing is in reaction to BRICS. So if BRICS was meaningless, why would the U.S. have mobilized all of its resources conducting these multi-domain operations against it? So that all in and of itself is the best argument against it. President Trump talking about it in the first place is its own argument against what he's actually trying to claim.
And this is a response off of RT, and it says Trump issues new threat to BRICS. Russia has said the group is not a rival to the U.S., but attempts to intimidate it won't be tolerated. President Donald Trump has claimed that BRICS is fading out fast, while warning that any attempts by the group to challenge the U.S. dollar will be met with a harsh economic backlash. Speaking at the White House on Friday, Trump denounced what he calls BRICS' attempt to weaken the dollar. They wanted to try and take over the dollar, the dominance of the dollar. And I said, anybody that is in the BRICS consortium of nations, we're going to tariff you 10%. Now, wouldn't he be better served if he would have focused on U.S. policy and Fed policy, which is destroying the dollar's standing, and America's foreign policy, which is undermining its standing, instead of focusing on what BRICS are doing? They're always pointing the finger of everybody else. And my mom always said, when you point the finger like this, there are 3 or 4 pointing back at you. So what do you say about that, Brian?
Absolutely. And, again, he's saying that BRICS is insignificant, but then he's announcing all of these things he's going to do in reaction to the insignificant, unraveling, pointless BRICS. And again, nobody wants to replace the dollar. Everybody is okay with the dollar being the reserve. Something has to be the reserve currency, and everyone would be okay with the dollar being the reserve currency if the United States didn't constantly abuse that privilege of having their dollar being the reserve currency. And I was listening to Alexander Mikiros of the Duran, and he said these nations aren't trying to undermine or take over the dollar. They're trying to circumvent it because the U.S. has weaponized it. And that's exactly what the U.S. has done. They have made everyone doing business on their own terms, which everyone is entitled and has the right to do. The United States has made it impossible, and so they have to do something to adapt and overcome that. And so everything the U.S. is doing is regarding the dollar and the dollar being undermined by people circumventing it. That is all self-inflicted. And just like you say, if the U.S. wasn't doing this in the first place, nobody would even be talking about replacing the reserve currency, the dollar as the reserve currency.
Told you to walk away. That was my first and last mistake. I'm blue without your face. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a